Hey everyone, welcome back to Wasted 20's, where we play D&D because that's what we like to do. We're opening tonight with the 8th episode. Just a reminder, our episodes are now available on iTunes and Spotify under Attack on Productions, so make sure to check us out there. I don't think there's anything else. Anything else we need to talk about? Hopefully we've got shirts coming soon. If we have them up by the time we post this episode, check down below. I think we're going to have them through Zazzle. That's the hope anyway. With that, let's get into the 8th episode. Last episode, we saw our group and the town of Onelkaith make it through the finals of the tournament where we saw Azaric victor. Jeremiah has started to make accusations into the petty crimes throughout the city, more specifically towards Uli and Makani. Echo had an encounter with his brother. Click continues to deal with inner demons. Tulok has been dealing with perception into his recent conscriptions. And Devrim has made a bond with the city guard Jeremiah.
He my friend.
With that, we're going to pick up with Jeremiah and Devrim, who, as of this night, decided to make their way on towards the medical ward, where Devrim's mentor, Orst, had been staying.
On our way there, I would brief him, too. This guy came out of what seemed to be a portal. He had, charred marks on him, like he had been burnt, but there was lightning around. And he said to find Echo, and that was it. And then Orest and I took him to the medical tent.
Well, let's see if he's awoken then.
Let's hope.
You will make your way across the city. The crowd is all but cleared at this point. You will find yourselves alone in the city, alone in the streets.
I'm still keeping hard eyes out.
There's no one. The city has has fallen into a state of tranquility for the night and preparation for the awarding ceremonies tomorrow that end the Empire Festival. You find yourself in the medical ward, which, as stated before, were large canvas walls reinforced by wood. This was at one point a temporary setup, maybe during a war, and has become a more permanent feature that is routinely upgraded, the canvas cleaned and replaced as needed due to the weathering, sandstorms being pretty prevalent, dry, arid climates. You make your way in. It's quiet. A few people in for various headaches and malaces. No sense of urgency.
Do I see Orest at all?
You don't, but you know where the room that they're keeping the Elven Man is.
That's where I would lead to.
You all make your way back through the medical tent and into a blocked off room. It's privacy gated. Mm-hmm. You all make your way in where you see Orst sitting there reading through a journal with that reading.
Orest.
Oh, welcome back.
It's been a day.
Closes the book and says, "Has it? I hope you've enjoyed it."
Orest, this is Jeremiah. He's with the guard.
Nice to meet you.
That's funny. I told him about the old man here.
Yes.
He was just investigating on.
Orest, if you would care to clarify,
Sure.
Your pupil?
Yes, that's a good one.
Your pupil has explained to me that you witnessed an old man come from a portal, singed or burned in some way.
I don't believe it was a portal.
No?
I don't believe it was a portal. It was different.
What makes you say that? Orest, are you yourself familiar with the arcane?
I am. Have you ever seen a portal?
I saw somebody dimension door once. There was no lightning, though.
No. Dimension door is nothing by comparison to the magic required to move between planes.
This man came from another plane?
No. I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, in your words, how did this man end up in my city?
I don't know. It wasn't a portal. It's no portal that I've ever seen before. And I travel by portal quite often. This man more was... It looked like something plucked him from another place and put him there.
As if he was moved not on his own volition.
I don't know that.
Have you ever seen anything in your studies that would give you an inclination as to what that lightning was that accompanied him through? Or perhaps was that the cause of the burns?
No. Electrical burns are very specific.
This was flame.
I've never seen wounds like this before. And he kind of gestures over where the man's wounds haven't been packed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Packing them would probably cause them to only fester at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But you see a charring that is very similar to what a fire would produce, though this seems very arcane in nature. And Devrim, getting a good look at him now.
I would actually like to walk over towards him and do a full look over.
Yeah, make a medicine check. But Devrim, getting a good look now that his face has been cleaned up, his face is almost scarred beyond recognition from the burns. The entirety of the left side of his body is just completely charred and burnt. What was your roll?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
22.
Okay. These wounds are a result of an impact from plasma. Like a plasma type burn. Almost if someone were to touch a star. If someone could make it to a star and touch a star without melting before they got to it. You notice that his muscles have been completely deteriorated by something. The skin loose. Hangs loosely on his body. Whatever this man has gone through is nothing the likes that you've seen before. Orst goes on to continue that oftentimes lightning is a manifestation of an arcane energy. So while he believes that a portal wasn't created, because there was a large pop when the man appeared. There wasn't the formation of a portal so much as much of a pop.
Mm-hmm.
That the arcane energy, the lightning was a manifestation of the arcane energy required to
Some
place
form
this
of
man.
spell.
Correct.
Devrim mentioned when he appeared, he said, "Find Echo." Not find the Echo or find an Echo, but find Echo.
We both heard find Echo.
Right. Well, you've been with him for the entirety of the day?
Most.
Has there been any improvement or worsening of his condition?
No, he seems to be stable. He's moaned a bit, but no words. No consciousness.
Well, Boris, it was a pleasure to meet you, and you would be doing a great favor to the city if you would continue your makeshift vigil of this man. Of course. I believe whatever information he has when he wakes would be vital. Devrim and I met what appeared to be an orc or a half-orc named Echo. He was brother or companion to one of the participants of today's tournament. Brother. I believe we actually asked him about it, and he had no recollection of ever meeting an old man. But there are certainly strange things afoot in the city. So, again, you'd be doing the city a great watch by continuing your watch.
Thank you. And of course, I'm just as interested in this as anyone else. At this point, while the conversation's going, Devrim, your eyes kind of moving from Jeremiah to Orst to the unconscious alderman. Mm-hmm. Notice his right eye is open. He's looking around.
point at the man while you look at me.
Do I notice?
And he pointed it out. You do see he's looking around.
I kind of wave my hand in front of his face.
He tracks.
Do you know his name?
Which name?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you can speak as well. How are you feeling?
He just looks at you.
Are you fucking
How?
Terra's over like,
I don't know how aware of your surroundings you are, but you're in the city of Onokai. You've been here before. Are you aware of it?
Vaguely nods.
Do you know why you're here? Does it have something to do with someone named Echo? Do you know why you're supposed to find him? Why?
You can see it's a strain for him to attempt to talk.
Go slow. Are there any visible wounds still?
Oh, all.
Anything like I know you like I can see the nature of the wounds. Does it look like anything I can help with?
They've been they're attending to the wounds.
Mm-hmm.
These wounds are magical in nature, and any curative spells would have done what they could have done at this point.
Mm-hmm. So slapping a bandage on him isn't going to help it. Just take it slow. There's not much I can do for you at the moment.
Bring Echo to me.
That's the problem.
Well,
He waits for his brother.
yeah, he's waiting for his brother. Do you know his brother? Another orc or half-orc gentleman that traveled with him.
Make an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
12.
The look he gives you changes from like mild distress to what could be akin to maybe disgust or rage.
When you mentioned his brother?
So you're aware of his brother Turok? Did he do this to you?
Should we fear his brother? Should we fear Echo? Got it.
Is Turok a threat to my city?
We should let him rest.
I agree. Is Oris carrying any weapons?
Or has a longbow.
Oris, are you any good at that bow? Are you any good with that bow? Or perhaps something more suited for close quarters?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the cleric should be in the other room, so yell if anything happens, but just in case anybody were to come for him, I have a feeling that whatever other information he has is still valuable, and someone may not want it
Also,
spread.
there's someone charading in the city. There's other people.
Charading. To what?
Changing faces.
Change it. Yes. A woman earlier today was beat by a man she claimed was me. I know that it wasn't, but there are there is at least one witness besides the woman who also saw it and claims an exact likeness. There was also minor theft of 2 potentially magic short swords by the description that was given matches Echo's exactly. The half-orc that this man was looking for.
I saved this to warn you, and he speaks Sylvan, right? I say in Sylvan, if I return, you'll know it's me.
So, you mentioned short swords. What's so special about those?
I don't know. Man.
I mean, I'm sure petty theft occurs all the time.
Oh yes, but the person who supposedly looked just like Echo went into Zlotgrog's.
The guy, not a thief.
Excuse me.
Echo, not thief.
Well, yes. According to all eyewitnesses, he couldn't have been there, which is why that marks it as what could potentially be the second case of somebody taking somebody else's appearance for various crimes. One beating a woman and one theft.
I think he needs to rest. I will watch him.
Okay.
I would suggest that the two of you maybe get Echo here, if you can. I believe when we were there before, Echo wouldn't leave without his brother.
Exactly.
Don't push him.
Okay. Is there anything besides obviously like the burns, but are there any like notable features about the old man that Jeremiah would think he could use to try and jog Echo's brain? Like any distinguishing marks? Like, hey, have you seen a guy with this? Or is he just like real nondescript?
Real nondescript. I mean, the eyes are green.
Okay. Human?
Elven.
Okay.
This side show him with like a golden graying hair.
Mm-hmm.
So
Older.
it's graying, right? He's older.
Okay.
Quite long. But I mean, a lot of it's been singed away, but there's a little remaining.
Before I leave, do you have a name? Do you have anything that could help me get him here? He's not going to want to leave without his brother.
He will not leave without his brother. I tried.
Please, I know it's hard.
Tell him time is running out.
Time is running out. Time for what?
We can only assume. Let's let him rest.
And he looks at you, and he sets his eyes on you. The end of the 5th age of man.
I'm gonna insight check him when he
Please,
says that.
insight.
Not just for if he's telling the truth, but when he says that, like, all right, maybe is this guy like crazy or 13.
13?
13.
You know that the current time frame that you are on by historians and archaeologists, scientists, philosophers consider this period to be the 5th age.
Mm-hmm.
And that some cataclysmic event has reset the growth, evolution, population, technological advance of the prior 4 ages.
And that's not something like the death of a king, right? It's something
No,
like
it's
cataclysmic.
Right.
And he, like, believes what he's saying? Does he
100%
look completely sane?
Believes what he's saying.
Oh.
When he says it, a tear falls.
Okay, well, you could use some rest. We're going to get Echo here as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Orist, I shop. Let's go. And quickly
Just leave. You asked Oris to join?
no, like I sharp.
Eye sharp.
Yep.
You all make your way out.
Are we gonna die?
As soon as we leave, what the fuck is going on in my
I
city?
think we're gonna die. This is real. We need to find Echo.
Where did Echo say he was going?
We need to go back to Echo.
Where did he say he was going?
Let's assume
Was he
that
part of Sonic's questioning?
No. Echo, the last you had
Yeah.
seen, had taken a seat where he was waiting
That's
outside
what-
the arena.
that's-
Oh, still waiting for his
That's
brother
it.
in front. Okay.
Oh yeah, book it.
Yeah.
Book it. Book it back to the
That's
front
what
of the
I was about
arena.
to say. If his brother is not back, he is there.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
No explanation.
Or go home.
Switching,
Actual last episode, guys. I'll see you guys.
switching pages, and over to Makani and Uli, who are traveling with Sadi, have made their way to the barracks.
Today is a great day. Nothing could go wrong.
It's nighttime, Annie.
A great night. I mean, it was a great day that became maybe a great night.
You performed quite well from what I hear.
Thank you. Is she? Did you say she was a lizard?
She's
so?
Lizards.
You are so beautiful.
Thank you. So are you, dear.
Can I touch you?
Of course. You feel like the rough, scaly skin.
That's really cool. Ooh, you should touch her.
Hands are covered, sorry.
Where are we going?
Into my office.
What are we going to do then?
I'm going to just ask you a couple questions. Do you all like some water?
No.
Are you sure?
Sure,
Yes.
I will take some.
She walks over and pours a glass of water and hands it to you. Would you please follow me? And she pulls you all to the back of the barracks. You all kind of pass where like the temporary holding cells for processing would go, and she moves back to where there would be a desk with a wall kind of partitioning this area off. You see that it's a 2-person office where she would sit, and then assumedly the person who would be our partner would sit here as well. And she asks the two of you to take a seat. Please make yourself comfortable.
I'll stand, thank you.
I will sit down.
We are in private. Would you please lower your hood?
No, thank you.
He's very sensitive about that. He doesn't like to
I get
take off
that.
his clothes.
But it would definitely sway the nature of my questions if you would do me that honor for just a moment.
I'm gonna inside her.
Do it. Now. Do it.
That's a 14.
She's trying to prove something to herself.
You're the second person to see this.
Slowly take off my hood and drop it.
Isn't he beautiful?
No, he's ugly.
And she reaches down to her blade and lifts it up and sets it on the table. And sits down.
I was like, oh, just hide out.
She's racist too. Kapuli, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put the hood up.
But you cannot just say what he is because Uli gets very mad.
I'm aware. You're right to be defensive over your appearance. You know that, right?
More than you know.
So, twice you've crossed the law today. One in a humanitarian effort, and the other in a suspicious aim. Tell me, have you stolen since you've been in my city?
No.
Has he stolen since he's been in my city?
Well, I don't know. I didn't see him take anything. I know. Did you steal the sweet treat that you got for me?
No, I paid for them.
He paid for them.
I don't think that you would be so stupid as to compromise yourself with dealing.
Correct.
I also don't think that it's in your best interest to be arrested.
No, it's not.
I thought we were getting arrested, though.
I was hoping not, or it was going to get very ugly.
You can't leave the city. Not until the tournament's over.
Oh, but afterwards we can leave.
I want you to.
I thought you meant like forever. I was like, I have a lot of things to do, so.
Yeah, we can't be here long.
I don't want you here.
The feeling's mutual.
It's not because I don't want you here. It's because her eyes are just locked on you. You sticking around and staying in place is dangerous.
I know.
With the chasm opening and the threat of drow invasion,
Everywhere I go, I'm a martyr.
it would be dangerous for you to stick in any one location, especially along the borders of the mountain. Keep an eye on him.
I will. He's my very best friend. I would do anything for Uli. Will people try to hurt him?
Yes.
Why would people try to hurt Uli?
And she kind of shows her teeth in a smile, but it comes across as really menacing. People find him dangerous, scary, but they find me scary.
No, you're beautiful, just like Uli.
I understand the way that the world perceives him, because I was perceived that way. I don't think he's a bad person.
He's not. He took care of me. He's a very good person.
That's all I do.
I'm going to take down your statements. I'm going to put them on file. We may ask you for more questions later, but don't run. It only makes you appear guilty.
We won't run, right, Uli?
No, well,
We won't.
Thank you.
Wait, like anywhere? Like I can't run across the street or...
Just if someone asks you to stop.
Then
One of the
stop.
guards. Yes.
Got it.
So, you can go. You're not under arrest.
Okay. Yes.
Just,
were you hoping to get arrested?
Well, I don't know. I've never been arrested.
she reaches in her drawer and she pulls out a pendant and sits it on. Does this mean anything to you?
What does it look like?
It's the melting moon pendant with the sapphire.
No, I've never seen that before in my life. Like talking over you guys.
May have seen one once or twice.
It's not drow, is it? No. Thank you.
I've seen it here in town.
In the mines.
Well, I've never been to the mines, but I have seen that earlier.
I just don't know. I don't know. It's not for you two to worry about. You all can go.
The last person I saw it on was cloaked. More robed, unlike me.
You seen this anywhere else?
No, just on cloaked person.
The symbol's been cropping up in the city with a lot of ferocity.
I've never seen it before, but I will keep an eye out. And if I see it, I will come and tell you, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that. You all go get some sleep. You've got a long day tomorrow. You would need to be in attendance for the award ceremony.
Well, I lost, but I guess I still probably have.
It's customary for the fighters to be there.
Okay.
And she shows you all out. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
I start to usher her away a little bit, and once we get to a distance, I'm going to look around for a moment.
Are you mad at me? What did I do? You slapped me on the hand.
Listen, it's fine. It's over. Listen to me. Everything I do, you cannot say out loud.
Uli, I was just telling because he asked.
That's not the point.
Uli, all of those people are our friends. Nobody hurt us. We didn't get arrested.
They are not our friends.
You need to
Annie.
be more trustworthy.
Yes,
Uli.
that's going to happen very quickly. No, it's not. Listen to me. Things that I do, that I have to do for us, no one needs to know. Understand?
But I told the truth and it was okay.
Now it was. But we could be in a completely different situation. And one of us could be dead.
I don't want. Oh, I do have to protect you.
That's... What?
I have to protect you now. People are trying to kill you. I promise I will not tell anyone else about the stealing and
Anything I do.
the sneaking around.
Yes. No one knows.
Or when you like stab people.
That's only happened twice.
What is a drow? Is that what we are?
Yes, well, the dog elves. Drow.
That's a drow.
Yes. It's another name for us.
I will not tell anyone because I'm going to protect you.
I wish it were that easy.
We have the blanket for back at the tavern.
Unless somebody's made it.
I'm going to see if maybe Click wants to join us. Maybe
Why are you bringing random people
walking
to
back
us?
to the fighting ring.
How long did Click hang out?
He's kind of checking to see what he does because he remembers the promise of healing them every morning.
You see Echo is just kind of sitting there in what appears to be maybe a pensive state. Just sitting there with his head pulled up and his mouthpiece pulled up, and he's just sitting there.
I want to write on my book and show it to him and kind of tap on it. If he has his book out, I'm just going to tap on it and point at the page. And it's going to say, I got a room if you want to join us. We got an extra bed.
We have a push. I'm just waiting for him to get back. Thank you.
And I'll put on there and point at it again, and it'll say, I'll wait a while.
Just shrugs. It's getting dark, right?
It is very dark at this point.
When it comes to lighting, like reading purposes, is it too dark to read potentially?
Yeah, probably, because the only thing you've got right now is moonlight.
So I summon my bird. Orange the bird. What's up? Light.
Headlamp.
Hard lamp.
And I pull out a book.
And Chark is there as well, so he sees this interaction.
Dulok's actually just gonna, since it's getting nighttime, it's dark, the moon's out. He's gonna find a spot not too far from Echo. Just kind of walk up to the wall, spit on the floor, and then actually kind of lay down on his spit and go to sleep.
Because I know what he did. I lower it a second and spit on the ground. And then pull the mask back up.
You see these two spit on the dirt. Sneeze.
Trying to spit.
That was so cute.
As time begins to pass, maybe 45, 50 minutes pass. Devrim and Jeremiah.
Before we get there, and as we're running, I'm going to pull out my second holy symbol, because I got my mark on my shield
Yes.
that I use. It's slung on my back, but I also have one on a chain around my neck. I'm going to throw it to Devrim as we run. And also my second set of manacles.
Okay.
As we're...
You just like initiated with
If the brother's there when we get back and he tries to resist, you are temporarily deputy of the City Watch.
I don't think he'll be there, but all right.
Well, we'll see. Or when he shows up.
Do you have the authority to do that?
He does now.
This is my city.
You all show up and you see Turok or Tulok.
When I know we're a block away, I slow down.
Okay.
And then we just kind of like briskly,
Casual.
yeah, try and make it look like real casual. You see, chill.
As you all come up,
Should I
Click
wear
is
this?
still sitting there. Tulok is kind of laying down next to Echo, and Echo is sitting there reading with this lit bird on his head.
Oh, you guys are still here. No place for the night.
Close the book. Put it up. I have a place. I just waiting
Still
for my brother.
waiting. Yeah, of course. So he hasn't shown up.
He's bitch.
Having trouble there?
He's lost
Thanks.
Got you.
He's busy.
I'm sure. Jeremiah's like trying to be casual, but I feel like he's totally overdoing it. Like goes up like, yeah, over next to Echo and like he's kind of leaning against the wall.
So your brother, huh?
Yeah. So, you know what he's been up to since you saw him earlier?
He's getting stuff.
Stuff for the track. Yeah.
I'm glad you can listen.
I'm just asking questions. Like it's my job.
You asked the same question too many times.
Sometimes the answer changes. I've been gone for
And
almost
has
an hour.
it?
I didn't know until I asked.
It's the same.
Another question I've asked you already about that, or perhaps Devrim asked you, that old man we mentioned earlier. Have you had any encounters with elves? Older elven man?
No.
No. You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are you under a time crunch or anything? Besides, waiting on your brother?
No.
No time running out for anything? You sure?
At this point, Echo starts to stand up because he's looking up at him, and as he stands up, the bird flies in his hand and makes it go away.
This elven man is pretty dead set on needing to see you. Is there any way you
I
could?
don't know any elven man.
He knows you. He also knows your brother. Yeah. He seemed to be aware of you both. It seemed of dire importance, pretty dire importance, that you came to see him as soon as possible. Is there any way you could perhaps get word to your brother to meet us at the tent? Or,
I don't have a way of communicating to him.
What about the other orcish fellow? He appears to be staying here for the night.
That's his choice.
Yes, it's a good choice. Could he perhaps inform your brother when he shows up that we're at the
If
tent?
my brother doesn't see me here, he may go somewhere else to look for me.
But if we leave a note telling him where you are,
I'm waiting for my brother.
Oh, I didn't see
He
this
told
one
me
coming.
he'll be here.
Echo,
I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Echo, you really
Man of
need
your
to
word.
listen to Jeremiah.
I don't know this man you speak
But
of.
he knows you. and
Exactly,
your
I
brother.
believe you.
Then have him come here.
He can't. He physically can't.
He's
Very
Then he
hurt.
can wait.
he's
I don't think if he waits too much longer, if we wait too much longer, he may die. And
he was pretty rough.
when I say to you it's important,
I don't know you.
I know.
He's
Hung
a
out for about
deputy
an
of the
hour.
City Watch.
That means nothing to me. I've not broken law.
No, you haven't.
There might not be any lost break. Too soon.
He's subconsciously kind of like, when you do your tapping your foot type thing?
He's getting like real
Well, it's
impatient.
more like a and then pause. Then a 1, 2, 3 pause. Almost subconsciously, he's just doing his leg.
Mhm.
So
We're going to continue our patrol. If anything pops up, patrol passes right through here pretty frequently. Perhaps if after your brother shows up, we could stop by the tent and...
If I'm not here, I'm at the place you told us to go to last night.
Yes, the Viridian...
That is where we stayed.
Yes, Viridian Aegis.
Viridian Aegis.
Okay, well, if you're not here, perhaps we'll find you there. Like I said, we pass by quite frequently.
Do you believe in the afterlife, Echo? Or any kind of afterlife? What do you think happens when we die?
Let's go deep.
Why is that important?
I'm just curious because we might all die.
Why might I die?
I rolled
It's
for
not a
perception
threat at
just
all.
to see if I heard that nonsense.
May we just
Oh,
protect you in the
That's
afterlife
a
fight.
16.
You're not asleep. You're right there.
Yeah, that's why I was like going to roll to see
Yeah.
if that perks my interest. So Hugh asked him what he thought about the afterlife.
Yeah. If you believed in or anything.
My response to him was, why does that matter to him?
You know?
Open up one eye,
Mhm.
kind of look. You wish to know of afterlife?
Not on my own terms. Wait, on my own terms. Yeah.
I open both eyes and kind of...
Please don't punch me again.
I'll walk up and hand him a pamphlet that we give out.
Who, me?
You just got a pamphlet. The front page says "Praise Ouijas."
You opened yourself up for this, buddy.
Yay, religion.
You open the bucket.
How do you spell pamphlet?
P-A-M-P-H-L-E-T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Praise
Why?
Ouijas.
Why? I can teach you of the afterlife.
There's no need. The
Wait.
old man,
Why did you ask if there's no need?
because
Why are you confusing?
the old man spoke of the end times.
There's always end times.
Yes.
The end of an age.
Ages end. And
Most-
they are born.
Most of my kind die around 30. So yes,
For
end of age.
for all of us.
Everyone dies at some point. That's an age you get to, and it happens.
I think it was just rambling. The old man was kind of rambling. He was, like I said, pretty grievously injured. I don't think anybody's going to die anytime soon. God's
Find
willing.
out.
We will.
What happened to him?
God's willing, there will be many deaths.
Why is injured man so important to me?
I don't know. He might not be important to you, but it would appear as though you are quite important to him.
And what happened to him?
I don't know. He fell out of the sky, it would appear. Magically tossed, not a portal.
So he lost concentration while flying and fell to ground.
No,
That sounds right.
no, it was more like somebody else put him here. Intentionally or non-intentionally, but definitely magically. He was burned and singed. It's quite terrible.
Pointing to Click.
You heal, can't you? Take Bird.
He's in good hands. These are probably magically inflicted wounds.
When my brother shows up, if it's not too late, we'll stop by.
Absolutely, even if it's too late.
It will be.
No, they're open around the clock. Just please stop by
He'll be dead.
on your way back. He's not going to die. He's in good hands. We're going to continue our patrol.
Devrim's having a crisis right now.
We're going to continue. We're going to continue our patrol, and we'll try and swing back around.
We'll say hey.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
let
say
you know
hey.
if you see your brother. What does he look like? Shorter than you.
Shorter than me, kind of like him.
Which, I mean, I'm still, like, all up in your face.
Yeah. Just to check it right now.
What is the matter with you? Have you lost faith?
Faith in what?
Clearly you have the look of a man who
I've just
needs direction. And you speak of end of ages?
It wasn't me. I'm just a messenger.
It seems it has taken root within you.
No, I think it's more of like a midlife.
And I just kind of...
crisis. No, you mentioned direction. I think this way is a good direction
I shall give
for
him
it.
direction.
Please don't punch me again.
You need purpose.
I have a purpose.
It's to walk this way.
It is purpose that drives us.
I
And
agree.
you seem to find yourself within my company. I am in need of conscriptions.
Jeremiah just steps back, taps his foot.
I like side-eye Jeremiah. Just leave.
Echo does start to
And
relax a little bit now.
I come to this town looking for strong. And I find one blessed by Cave Mother. And then I find small man who has lost purpose. It is fear that drives you. Come with me. I shall give you something that shall show you greater things.
I have a mentor already.
But he is clearly weak.
No.
You are known of fear. You look at you. You shake in front of me.
Do you not fear?
No. Fear is weak. But I can show you real fear.
Do you fear being weak?
And as I say that, I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Oh my god.
I have to actually look it up. 1 second. Because there's a save to it.
What?
What is Click doing?
He's going to tap Tulok on his shoulder.
Well, you're gonna tap him on like
Yeah.
his
thigh.
his shoulder,
Yeah.
like a thigh.
Something I can read through
I
this.
think it's a wisdom save, but I could be wrong.
Does Tulok pay attention to Click tapping his thigh?
It is a wisdom.
I throw a wisdom save?
Yeah, you have to make a wisdom save. You have to make a wisdom save. Anyone who's within 30 feet.
I save.
Oh shit!
It's a natural 20.
Okay, you're good.
I save.
I'm afraid.
I say,
Let's see.
Okay,
I assume 24 is
24?
Yeah, that passes.
24.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're my rock.
And
I don't actually know what it is.
for the next minute, you are completely afraid of me.
As you're standing there, this aura just kind of oozes off of Tulok.
Tulok.
Damn you all with your characters being the same.
Mm-hmm.
You made me Lewis Blackie.
Yes.
But it just oozing this pressure. This
Do I sense anything?
You would sense it, like, because
feel
it's
but
a
you're
type
able
of
to
charm, so
overcome
you would feel it. You just
the
Arcane?
feeling. Not arcane.
it's
Okay.
A
it's
little divine.
it's of a divine essence,
It's right,
but it's coming from a very angry god.
you being kind of attuned to the divinity side of things. Really, are just.
I like
This little person.
squint at you.
And he's still just sitting there tapping your thigh.
Look down, reach and grab. What do you want, bird?
And I'll get my book and write in there real quick. Dobby wanted me to tell you that if you want thunderstones or bombs, go see him at his store.
Where is his store?
And then I tell him the name. It was
The
Mischief.
mischief in motion is
Yeah.
what he writes.
God, is that in this town?
Pardon?
Is
You're
this
terrified, by the way. So when he notices,
Yeah,
you,
I'm just like
he's
quaking. But I didn't actually hear anything, right? Because he's writing to him?
Yeah.
Just what? Excuse me?
Where is this mischief in motion? That way. That way?
The same way that my associate and I are going for our...
Did you say you were punching him?
No.
Oh, what?
God,
that's what I thought that's what you said. Okay.
I'm gonna punch him.
I'm gonna beat the motherfucker with another motherfucker. Just hit you with the bird.
No.
What did you say then? I'm sorry.
Nothing. I was just squinty-eyesing him.
Okay.
He's just
Yeah.
As this exchange is ongoing, Wakani and Uli come back to Fun Click.
Hi, everybody. What is going on?
People.
We didn't get arrested.
Oh.
Maybe tomorrow. Why are you holding Click?
bird is tiny. It's hard for me to look down like that. Let's hand the bird off.
What are you all doing?
We're just patrolling.
Click, do you want to come back to our room? Well, I have a blanket for it, and I thought you might really like it.
Looking for more women to beat, are we?
It's where you make, like, a room, but it's out of blankets, and then you sleep inside. I don't know if you know what the blanket is.
And I'll write on there, what's a blanket?
It is... I will show you. Come with me.
And then he'd go on the right. Reverend might not want me to go.
Who is that? Is that like your Uli? Does he slap your hands if you do bad things? No, he's nice to you.
I'm not even. Can't even see an expression. I'm just under this.
Must be nice.
Shut up, Annie.
Okay, but I mean, we're staying at the Viridian A guest. Is that what it's called, Uli?
Yes, dear.
So if you wanted to come, you could come and stay in our blanket.
That is where your inn is.
I'll put, that's where mine is.
Really? Oh, see, now you have to come check it out.
And kind of moves further away from Oli.
Ellie's nowhere near anybody. It's just behind her.
Echo. Do you want to come see my blanket
And
fort?
try to use the distraction to pull
Wait
Devrim.
for my
He's just desperately pulling on you. Come on, let's go.
No, just like quietly, like guard.
You
guard.
I mean, you're
could wait
terrified.
for
No,
your
dude.
brother.
There's-
Or
I mean, it's
you
irrational.
could come check
fear.
out our blanket
Yeah.
fort.
Actually,
You have to run.
If
from
there's
him.
any kind of space, you can't come close to me.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not getting any closer.
He's
That's
like
why I'm
reaching for
Yeah,
me.
he's like,
What is the matter with you?
not patrolling. That makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh.
Inside?
That is technically not a lie.
I'm pretty sure I see right through everything.
Make a deception.
I'm waiting for my brother.
And you let him wait for his brother.
23?
Pretty sure.
It's going to get cold.
I'm covered up.
23.
I have
19
It
plus
wasn't a
4.
lie.
Is that
It
warm?
wasn't a lie.
Small.
it's warm enough
You're just going to sit out here on the street?
Yep, he is.
until my brother shows up, which will be in about an hour. Hopefully.
Actually, Annie, I just thought of something. I need to take care of something. I'll come back. Go ahead and just take whoever you're taking to.
Oh yeah, anyone can come back to our room if you want.
Oh, Jesus.
Patrol.
I'm with him.
I'm gonna slide over, put my gloved hand over to Jeremiah.
I hold no ill will. Zadi found you free.
Thank you for the time shared. It was pleasant.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your stay in my city.
I might.
On that, Devrim and Jeremiah, they move away from them.
As long as I'm like eyes on him, like just like
when you wish to know glory, speak to me. I shall teach you of Grouch, and you shall no longer need fear.
I'm gonna pat
Everybody
her
was
on the
like
back.
telling an
South.
elf worshipping grump.
And you're going
What is Grumsh?
Grumsh? He is my god.
Oh, is that like your imaginary friend that you like talk to?
We're on patrol now, right?
Because Click has an imaginary friend that he talks to too.
No.
Can he do things for you? Like if you said, "Dear Grumsh, can I have a raccoon?" Would it work?
Possibly. But Grumsh gives more favor to those who take. Through battle and glory.
But if you take it, you already have it. So what does he do?
He gives you the strength needed to take. You prove yourself, and then he shall further your glories.
Would we just give me a raccoon if I asked him?
And I'd write on the book, sit there, and kind of write, we protect life and death. Safe travels to the afterlife.
But they're not like real people, right? I don't understand.
They are real. Grumsh comes to this realm when he needs to. Much like Cave Mother, their children. We are Orc. We are their children,
So it's your mama?
in essence.
It's
More
me.
like grandmother distant.
Is the books I received word by word, like to the real ones?
Yeah.
Okay. I reach into one of my bags.
Yeah.
And I grab out my Bolo's Guides to Monsters.
Yes.
The ice cream was good. And I hand you a book.
Does it have pictures?
There are illustrations.
I know what you just did, you son of a bitch.
You have that book now.
I handed you a copy of the whole guide.
Wow, this is really cool.
Bolo writes things. He writes things about what he considers monsters. Orcs are in there.
Yes.
What is an... Oh, wait, is that what you are? Is that what you are? I can't really...
He's referring to the deity he follows.
He is Grumsh.
It's in that book. And yes,
This is really cool. I wish I could read.
Echo just slowly was in. I'll take it back then.
No, but I like the pictures. Can I hold on to it for a little while?
He just pulls back.
So, as Makani starts flipping through the book, the night moves deeper and deeper.
As soon as we get out of sight, run around a corner and like try and shake off the heebie-jeebies. And
Once you clear sight, you can make another wisdom save.
oh, okay.
Look, Click, it's you.
8, 10.
Still,
Well,
it only lasts a minute. So.
Yeah. So, but the feeling
Oh, okay.
does finally
Okay,
subside.
so just try and shake off the heebie-jeebies. I'm gonna throw out my divine sense real quick. Double check that wasn't something evil.
No, it wasn't evil.
Because I know like
Read
of
divine sense
grumps.
for me.
Until the end of the next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you.
Nothing.
You also detect the presence of any consecrated or desecrated object or place.
You don't get it.
Okay. Just use that to reassure myself and shake off the heebie-jeebies. And then, instead of hoping that the next time our patrol loop passes here, we're just going to post up and watch when Echo comes back.
Wait, when his brother comes back?
Yes, when Echo's brother comes back.
He's scared people.
Uli, you went off. You don't.
Following those two.
You said, Make a stealth check.
Oh,
Enough.
oh.
That's 26.
You kind of make your way back around and kind of loop around. And you see they're sitting there not super far away from the group, but out of sight of the group, keeping tabs on the group. So you see that so now it's kind of like, it's like a meta creep, because you're watching them watching someone.
It's a stakeout.
Yeah.
They're just literally standing there.
Kind of like in the shadow. I mean, like, I'm not trying to hide, but kind of just like
Like watching the street.
chillaxing
leading up
against
to
the
it.
wall. Yeah.
Here's what I want to know. How long would you all sit and watch Echo?
Well,
All night. No.
All
night.
I would say brother's probably not coming back if he's been gone for this long. I'll hang
How
out.
long would you sit and watch them?
Well, this is actually what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Since that, I'm going to walk up. Now, do they have their backs against the wall, or what's going on here?
I'd be sitting against the wall, I
Yeah.
assume.
Against the wall? Okay. I'm going to creep up as close as possible to him.
Okay.
Without him noticing.
I see you get pretty damn close with that stealth check.
Do they need to make a perception? Just in case?
I don't think his modifier can even get to that. So,
What'd you
point.
roll?
Actually,
26?
humor
No, I
me is
can't.
it a natural 20?
I can't. Even a natural 20.
Yeah, because it's
Doesn't
only
break
a
26.
check.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't even make it.
So I'm going to slip up to him
Oh,
as
I thought I heard
close as,
something.
close as possible, and I'm probably like this much space between me and him. And I'm going to sit back against the wall.
And just sit there.
No. So tell me.
Jesus!
All right, but you got
I would have heard.
Kind of like a constitution check. Absolutely. To try and, like,
not
Compose yourself.
yeah, to not flinch.
To not pull your pants.
So everyone's just like, oh.
7.
You peed a little.
Everybody's just.
Keeping the peace is
I'm
hard.
going to step out a little bit so you can actually see me. You mentioned something earlier I did not like to
Hand on
hear.
my cloak.
Trust me, you don't need that. If I wanted, you wouldn't even have been able to do that.
I was gonna sit back and all that up.
You were saying?
You mentioned something earlier. I needed to know. You said that someone stole some swords.
Yes. Your swords, according to Imukami.
Now do you know where they went?
No. Echo has them.
What is this?
Like I said, someone who looks just like Echo bopped the shopkeeper on the head and made off with the swords.
Like someone that looked like you bopped someone on the head and made off with a coin purse.
Yes. Well, I doubt that they appear to have been magical, yes.
The swords?
The swords. In my head, the swords were of a lot more value than whatever could have fit in a coin purse, so...
They're not magical.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're cursed.
sounds magic to me.
No, it's only who has them.
Oh, okay, good. Relax. What of them?
Well, whoever has them is surely to die.
That makes all of this easy.
So we just wait for him to show up dead?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you're looking for, then yes. That's why I had to get rid of them.
Why can't he just get rid of them?
I mean, he can.
So what, is he just going to show up dead somewhere?
Whoever has them will show up dead.
Is there a time frame on that? Before the end of the age or after?
End of age?
Just a turn of phrase.
I'm looking at both of them. Are they both human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're fucking okay. That's hilarious.
What?
I only say this because you mentioned it, and then of course you had to figure out, yes, they were mine.
Yes.
Sadly.
My only concern was that perhaps you had attempted to sell them, and then you had returned to
No.
make off with both the swords and also the money you made from selling them. But if that is not the case,
Do not want them anywhere near me.
I mean, I wouldn't want to. What exactly is the curse, and why aren't you dead then?
Because I don't have them.
Well, presumably you had them for some amount of time before you got rid of them.
I don't even know your name.
Jeremiah.
And you?
Devrim.
Devrim, turn around.
Why?
Because I said so.
I stand up and I turn around.
The reason, stay turned around.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, I'm going to hurt you.
Figured.
I believe him.
I don't do this often, and I never will. Now listen.
Reach down.
You start... I'm not reaching for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I had to get rid of them is because if I
You
had them...
didn't want to die.
Yes, that's exactly why. Because if I had them, I would be found. Because
Dead.
I'm being hunted. Make sense?
You now recognize Uli to be.
Are you sure you haven't been robbing anybody in my city?
Positive.
Okay, well then I'm not hunting you. But there are reports of particularly drow.
And that is what scares me.
I don't care.
Well, I mean, you are like.
Those like I are looking for me.
Oh. So there are more dark elves hunting you. Did you rob from them?
No. Either way, it's not good.
Okay. Now, just perhaps I'm missing something, but if they found you dead, why would you care?
If they found me dead,
Yes, you said you didn't want to be found. I assume. I mean, they found you dead because of the swords. Yes.
the swords would be how they found me.
Exactly. But my question is, why would you care? You'd be dead. So
You're
a
not
dead
making much
dark elf.
sense.
Well, I don't understand your concern. A dead dark elf, even if they found you, A, why would you care? B, what could they do to you beyond that?
You obviously have concern for this place. I do not. But since you have concern, my only concern is Makani. And therefore anything dangerous towards me is going to come for her.
They are also hunting her?
No.
So why wouldn't they stop looking if they found you?
She's a new ingredient.
Okay.
My point is, having those swords, they would easily find me. Wherever those swords go, they will find them. Especially if someone hung them on the wall like an idiot.
True.
You're not.
Well,
You can turn around now, Devrim.
Are you sure?
I'm sure as much as I'm not holding a blade.
he's not holding a blade. You're good.
I feel like he's lying, but I'll turn around.
Okay, well, then I guess that we just wait for him to die. There are plenty.
My apologies for trying to help you keep things in order. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, in the same way that Makani's a new ingredient for you, that just adds a new ingredient to what is already quite a confusing recipe going on in my city.
Well, clearly you haven't realized how much deep shit you're in for putting your noses in places that doesn't belong.
There's no place in this city where my nose doesn't belong.
That's why when it's over, we're leaving, and then you won't have to put your nose in it.
Like shit. Do you think it'll happen tomorrow?
I hope so. Look, you're saying some very vague and slightly sinister things, but I trust my partner, and I don't believe that you're here to cause trouble.
I'm not. By any means.
Not for us, anyway.
Not for us, anyway. But I thank you for the information. I do, truly.
I'm just saying, if you want to find who stole them, look for a corpse.
Not what I usually want to find on my daily patrols, but...
Well, as far as I know, shit happens.
Well, my thanks to you.
Do I know about the nobody in or out thing? Like in the city? Like nobody leaves or enters? I don't know about that. Okay.
So at this point, how long would you all stay and watch for Echo's brother?
His call.
After that conversation, I'm going to pat them on the back and just start walking back to them.
I would just turn, assuming he would just like disappear into the fucking mist.
I'm literally just walking now just to be spiteful.
Fuck. I mean,
Batman.
Not yet. Not yet.
I'm gonna regret this, but Jeremiah's willing to like straight up pull an all-nighter, waiting for him.
Uli,
You said it.
Deputy, after a while, I would offer to sleep in shifts with Devrim.
Okay.
To get enough sleep to get us through the night.
Okay.
But also, really need to know when his brother shows back up.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. I've been in this boat before. I could do it again.
I would say with both of you taking shifts, you could both squeeze in what would be a long rest. It would be tight.
Power naps, baby.
Yeah, like 30-minute power naps.
Uli makes his way back down and grabs Makani.
I'm assuming she went to the...
You and Click went back to the...
Did you come with me?
If we're heading in the same direction, I'd be going towards Reverend's
room.
work.
And the Viridian.
Yeah.
You all make your way back to the inn. Tulok and Neko stay out in the...
Quick question. We never confirmed this. Are we long rest gives full health or hit dice and stuff?
Long rest gives hit dice.
Okay.
And then you recover half of your hit die on a long rest.
Okay.
You can use your hit die to recover.
So a little bit more grit.
A little more.
Okay. Answer the question.
Little bit of
So-
That is
greedy. Makani and Click make their way back. Makani shows Click the blanket for that has been untouched by the maiden staff.
This is probably way cooler than what's in your room, right, Clay?
Kind of back away from it, just not sure.
Vanna Whiting.
Presenting it.
You all show and eventually part your separate ways as you play in the blanket fort for a little bit and head to bed. Click goes into his room where the Reverend is already asleep. And Click makes his way to bed.
And then I'd sit there and just touch my holy symbol, and then lay my mace and shield down and just lay in my armor.
For reference, if you sleep in your armor, it's not a restful night of sleep.
Then I'd take it off. I'd just leave that shirt on.
Okay. The two watching Echo and Tulok. Do Tulok and Echo eventually sleep out there?
Echo. Did you give him Echo's book back? Because he asked for it.
No, I asked if I could keep it.
Okay, just want to make sure. But he continues reading the book he's been reading.
Okay.
He resummons his bird, top of his head,
Makes the light.
and throughout the image he just takes a feather, puts it into his bag, and casts light on the bird.
You two sit and watch all night in your shifts. Tulok, I assume, sleeps in the street next to Echo.
Do a roll. Is that how you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
No exhaustion.
No exhaustion.
You all watch. Echo sits there, vigilantly reading his book the entire night, waiting for his brother to come, who does not come for him.
Before Makani goes to bed, she would take blankets out to Echo and Tulok. She would not ask, she would just throw them on you.
An hour later, Makani shows up with these stolen blankets and just drapes them over the two of you. You are asleep. You are sitting there.
This is for you. Because it's kind of cold outside.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want your book back? I brought it.
Are you done looking at pictures?
Yeah, for now.
He takes that one back and then he gives her sanitize. There's more pictures in that one.
Thank you so much, Echo.
I'll make all those books for real.
As the night goes on,
Story purpose. After she leaves, he takes a blanket off, puts it beside him. But as a few hours go by, puts it right back on.
it would get cool.
Yeah.
In the desert air. There's a little moisture in the air to actually retain any type of temperature, so the temperature drops very quickly at night. You two sit and watch. No brother. Makani finds a nice night's rest. Uli makes his way back to the inn.
I'm gonna creep in, make sure she's asleep, and I'm gonna take most of my armor off, do my against the wall, upside down push-ups, and then dance with my swords, very quietly, and then sit and cross my legs into a trance.
To those of you who spent the nights in the streets, you are roused from your sleep, or from your book, or from your vigilance, by the increase in commerce and people filing into the arena as the awarding ceremony is to start. Those of you in the inns find your night well. Wake as the sun is rising. You know that the awarding ceremony is going to occur early morning. And it was asked that if you participated, to present yourself.
Just want to make note that I go to sleep after her, wake up before her.
Okay. You joined in for 4-hour trance.
Oh, Uli, you're back.
Yes, I'm here. I'm finishing putting on my stuff.
You all get dressed. Do you all head for breakfast? Do you head for the arena?
Let's just go straight to the arena. We can get food on the street.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we can do that. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Let's go!
As you all exit the room, a door opens a little bit down the hall, and the Reverend and Click exit the room.
Good morning, Click. Good morning. What does the Reverend look like?
He's this short dwarven fellow with this long, reddish rust beard. And he just looks like a jolly old, kind of Santa Claus looking person.
Good morning, Click. Good morning, strange old man. Are you all going to the arena?
Yes, we are. Praise we, Jess.
Praise your imaginary friend. Let's go!
You all make your way to the arena. Those of you who had stayed outside, foot traffic is starting to pick up as people are filing into attendance after their morning. Who was the last on vigilance for Echo?
Who would you have preferred?
I probably would have stayed up last because I know when the city's going to wake up.
Okay. So
Let me guess, he didn't show up.
Nope. I'm gonna walk by and look to see if they're still in the same spot.
Yep.
As the three of you get to where Echo is, and Tulok, you're now awake. You'll notice Echo is still in the same spot that he was.
You've been here all night.
He's rolling the blanket up, not answering him, putting it in the bag.
Take that as a maybe.
Probably.
All right, well, we're going to go in for the ceremony.
So, anything?
Tulak's gonna go ahead and get up and start putting his stuff on, and preparing his daily stuffs and spells and magics.
Taking that moment to get himself steady for the day. Makani, Uli, click.
If they're there as we walk by, I'm gonna be my hand on her shoulder, and I'm gonna give Jeremiah a good pat right on the back as I walk by.
Watch this guy's trap.
Watch this.
Is there any food vendors or stalls outside?
You would find all kinds of food vendors.
Can we get some food, Uli?
Right now?
Yeah.
I thought you meant.
Well, we can get some and take it into the arena.
Can we? I don't know, God. Can we?
Of course you can. I said there was all kinds of food.
Get what you want, honey.
I'll walk up to the closest one.
The closest would be a morning baker who's setting out a tray of freshly baked breads and muffins.
Can I have one of everything, please?
Of course you can, dear.
Did I hear that? Okay, I'm just.
It's pretty close to where you guys are.
I would have followed with him as
I'm
well.
gonna look up just to see, because one of everything.
I'm just tilting my head towards the.
Well, that's quite the order, dear. I've got 12 different varieties
Of what?
of breads and muffins. You said you want one of everything.
I do. I want one of everything. At least one of everything. I might have come back for more.
Okay, that would be 1 gold and 6 silver.
We are paying for things because we are good citizens.
Yes, it seems that way. And they bag everything up and wrap everything in its own little wrap and hand it to you.
This is wonderful. I'm going to start trying different things. I'm going to walk over.
Like take a bite.
There would be like a multi-grain bread. There would be like a honey wheat. There would be a variety of different like fruited muffins.
How much silver?
6. And
Are
they
you
would
guys
give
all
you change.
congregating outside of the arena?
I'm with him.
Devrim,
Yeah.
Well, somebody has
Uh,
to do something to make the story move forward.
Jeremiah's actually going to walk in and
Before he walks in, I'm assuming to like the where people go in to fight and everything, right?
yeah. Well, yes.
What do you want me to do? I've got nothing except go back to Orist, I guess.
Well, I mean, you should stay for the ceremony.
Orist won't be here, probably.
It shouldn't take that long. We can stop by and check on the old man afterwards. I need to see if I need to be amongst the participants. I was technically around.
does,
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That's just I'm gonna find a place to like post up and watch, I guess.
Does Echo go in or does he stay there?
He stays.
Who's gonna go look for meats?
Meats. Maybe half a block down, you would find a guy who's hanging up freshly smoked meats and that had smoked over the night and everything else. Still pretty warm.
You,
Yes.
I desire sustenance.
Preference?
Meat.
I mean, a lamb, deer, cow, chicken.
Well,
Boar.
let us go with. Do you have sausages?
No, sorry. I don't make sausages here.
Well then, I shall take some lamb shanks.
Oh, of course. We've got this that came out of the smoker this morning. Pretty good, if I say. Just 1 cut of it. 2 cuts.
He pulls down. I'm guessing like a big fucking.
Yeah, right. It's a big lamb shake.
How much for that?
The whole lamb shake?
Yes.
10 gold.
reach into my bag
Pay him in eyeballs.
and hand him my 1 platinum.
Okay. Well, don't see this very often. Here, you want me to wrap it?
No, you have cutting tool, yes?
I mean, yeah, I've got
Cut it in half, please.
He pulls up this big knife, and it's pretty tender for being smoked,
Yeah.
and the knife goes right through it, and there sit 2 equally proportionate sides of the lamb shank.
Okay. What the fuck? My sheet got confused.
Should I wrap one for you?
No.
No.
And I grab both of them.
Your big meaty hands.
This is big. And then I walk back towards Echo. See him sitting there being all sulky. You. Here.
Reaches up. Thank you.
And just start.
Well, he looks around. Alright, no. So he takes a
Fucking
bite.
gremlin over there.
Takes a bite, pulls the mask up, and chews it.
It's difficult to chew with your jaw, but you're managing. Devrim takes a seat in the stands with bystanders.
Yeah.
Makani, having bought her breads, she just try a little bit of everything.
Click, try this one, it's really good.
I wouldn't take it.
You wouldn't take it.
And can I say one of those small things?
But before I
What?
would have
These?
left the baker, I would have asked for a piece of stale bread.
No, I'm sorry, dear. I don't have anything that's stale. That was all taken to the orphanage last night.
Like I have food that you can have.
Would you like some fresh bread?
And then Reverend would come, pat him on the shoulder and go, "Now click. We've been through this before. Eat the fresh stuff." And he'd just kind of hand her some money and take the bread.
It would be a silver
Yeah.
for a half a whip.
And he'd eat some and just hand it to the Reverend.
Click and the Reverend share. Click was a participant. Click joins the other fighters waiting. Jeremiah, moving into the fighters area, sees the guard kind of corralling the fighters in attendance. Kind of going over what is going to happen with them, the way that everyone should be. You see, does Makani go in there as well? Where does Uli go during this?
If I'm going there, I'll go in there with her.
Yeah, you go in there with him.
And then I take the muffin I have and
Do you
throw it
want
to
some
her.
bread?
Throw it where?
I have so much bread and no one's taking any of it.
I took a small muffin she gives me, and as soon as if I see him and I shut, I'm throwing it at him.
At Jeremiah. Make a nice check. It's you all walk in to the
Well,
fighting
I don't walk in.
You don't walk in.
Because I'm still disgusted with the whole tournament.
You hit him. Probably.
Those of you that hit him,
22.
yeah, that's good.
He deserves a shoe.
Honestly.
Show of faith.
What a waste of a magic slot.
A waste of a piece of bread.
He threw a piece of bread at you, like it was like a muffin. You all notice that the fighter that Tulak had ripped it was the Dragonborn, is there with his face completely bandaged, standing next to Azeric, who is the winner, who's now wearing like a golden ornate. It's black with gold embellishments. The cloak. It's kind of like a half cloak with another cloak underneath it. As everyone gets in there, all right, well, no need to wait. Looks like those who did Elena show up?
Yeah, she did.
So Elena showed up.
Lena, do you want some bread?
Oh, yes.
There's a bite taken out of it, but
From that bite.
Seems as those who didn't show up, sore for losing or against their principle to be involved in this. But thank you all for being good sportsmen. We're going to move out. The Queen is going to say a few words, and then we'll present you, Azaric, with the Sovereign's Hope, at which point you can make whichever wish your heart desires. He nods at that, and with that, the guard opens the gates. Everyone, please file. Elena, please, if you could exit with us as runner up.
Sure. Yeah. Jeez, finish the bread.
Are we all going out there?
Yeah.
Will you hold this stuff for me?
As the parade kind of marches out in the center of this large amphitheater-style coliseum, sitting in the middle on a stage, kind of a tiered, almost like large pedestal platform, stands the Queen with a couple guards around her. And up in the stands sits the King and his two sons watching. The crowd is full. I mean, packed shoulder to shoulder. Kinds of different people. Devrim, you probably had a difficult time finding a seat, but everyone kind of is scrunched in together and everyone is there. Once the fighters all come and make their way around this pedestal where the Queen is waiting, the Queen motions for Azaric and Elena to move up. The two of you did well. You should be proud. Elena, this close.
Yeah, it just wasn't in the luck.
You fought well. And for that, we will be awarding you 100 platinum.
Thank you.
And you, Azaric, you get the wish. I'm going to give a short speech, and then I will present you with the Sovereign's Hope. And the Queen then, a little arcane flourish, and starts to speak, and her voice louder again as everyone begins to listen, as she starts to address the city. My family, my friends, thank you for making this a memorable festival, the first festival since we sadly lost my father. I would like to congratulate the fighters and offer my condolences for those who lost. But there's one particular congratulations I have to offer, and that's to Azaric. Azaric showed heart, he showed determination, he showed skill. I want everyone who's in the arena to make a perception check.
For what?
Just make a perception check.
Okay.
Tell me,
Because
am I-
Jeremiah is like
am I
actively
wrong?
watching the crowd,
Make a
like
perception.
playing security from the down.
As Elena. As
Wait, why are you rolling 2 dice?
Don't worry about it. Gosh, people, jeez. Don't worry about things that you don't need to know.
I want to know.
Alright, so Elena got
looking
20.
for 17 or higher.
Elena got 20.
I got it. A good card.
Anyone who got over a 17 hears an incantation muttered at once by what seems like hundreds of people.
Whoa.
As darkness fills the entirety of the arena. And people begin to scream and yell. There's a scuffle. The Queen! Get the Queen! And you hear a scuffle on the stage. Elena, you're pushed off the stage.
I'm gonna say she heard it, so
Right.
she would have went for her sword and shield.
Yes, but you were still pushed
Okay.
off the stage. The crowd starts to panic. Devrim, you feel like you're in threat of being just...
I try my best not to move from where I'm at.
The crowd is
Yeah.
pulsing, people trying to escape. You feel the people next to you being pulled away or ripped away or running. Everyone in the arena, it's just chaos. And then there's quiet. And piece by piece, light starts to come back into the world. As these individual pockets of darkness end.
Who would have been standing next to me?
One of the fighters. The Reverend, perhaps.
Yeah, I would just kind of grab onto his cloak.
As light returns to the world, there are 4 guards have taken defensive postures around the fallen Queen Syrah. She raises herself and she takes off the crown. She looks at it. I'm looking for Azaric, who's now gone. There were probably, if I had to guess, 4,000 or 5,000 people in attendance watching. A third of those are gone now. People who have run, those who did whatever. She's looking around, she takes off the crown, picks it up off the floor, and flips it over. The thaumaturgy still taking effect and amplifying her voice. The hope is gone. And that's where we're going to end. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check us out on iTunes and Spotify, where we are posting episodes. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. The tournament has been this gigantic time endeavor, but we love how the party's coming together. We love how everyone is kind of making roots on their own. It's not forced at all. Please look forward to the other content that we're producing and putting out with Attack on Productions. We've got a number of different things. I wanted to give a shout out to Talking Tipsy, our beer podcast. We've got a number of different things coming up. Please keep an eye on those. And as always, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.